It looked like a real proposal. A$AP Rocky down on one knee, a ring in hand, and actress Margaret Qualley beaming in front of a crowd in the middle of Manhattan. Strangers stopped, phones went up, and within minutes, the internet exploded. Was A$AP really proposing to someone who wasn't Rihanna? Turns out, not exactly. The whole scene was part of a secret Chanel project, one so confidential that even insiders are only whispering about what it could mean. But here's the twist. This wasn't just a fashion shoot. It was a cinematic, rom-com style moment that could be teasing something much bigger for Chanel's next era. Because when you mix a global rapper, a rising Hollywood actress, and one of the world's most mysterious fashion houses, you don't just get a photo op. You get a story the whole world's trying to decode. And what happened that day in the East Village might be the start of Chanel's boldest campaign yet. It was just another chilly afternoon in Manhattan until something unusual stopped traffic near Astor Place. A$AP Rocky, dressed in a sharp, tailored coat, suddenly dropped to one knee right outside the subway station. Across from him stood actress Margaret Qualley, looking stunned, her hand over her mouth as pedestrians gathered around in disbelief. Phones shot up, strangers gasped, and whispers filled the street. Is he really proposing? For a few wild minutes, it felt completely real. The rapper, known for his effortless swagger, was pulling off what looked like the ultimate romantic gesture in one of New York's busiest corners. Some fans even started tagging Rihanna online, wondering what on earth was happening. But beneath all the chaos, something didn't quite add up. Camera crews lurked in the background, and the lighting looked just a little too perfect. Within hours, paparazzi photos confirmed it. This wasn't a surprise engagement at all. It was part of a secret Chanel film project being shot right in the middle of the city, and the timing couldn't have been more calculated. The proposal happened just weeks before Chanel's next Métiers d'Art show, a huge annual event that celebrates the craftsmanship behind the brand. Coincidence? Not a chance. The internet had its theories, but no one had answers. Chanel's only comment was brief and cryptic. "We are working on a project that is still confidential." Whatever they were filming, it had already done its job. It blurred the line between fashion fantasy and real life. When the truth came out, it wasn't disappointment that spread, it was curiosity. Because this wasn't just any fashion collab. It was Chanel, the house that built its empire on mystery, elegance, and moments exactly like this. The brand later confirmed what the cameras had captured. A$AP Rocky and Margaret Qualley were filming for an undisclosed Chanel project. No title, no release date, no context. Just that word, confidential. And in Chanel's world, that kind of secrecy always means something major is coming. What made it even more intriguing was the timing. This wasn't a random street shoot. It happened right before the return of Chanel's Métiers d'Art show, set to hit New York City for the first time in 7 years. It's a show that celebrates the artistry behind the brand, the hands, the detail, the legacy. And this time, the creative reins belong to Mathieu Blasi, who's stepping into his first Métiers d'Art as Chanel's new creative director. So imagine this, a romantic scene on a bustling New York sidewalk days before a global runway event starring two icons from totally different worlds. It's not just promotion, it's storytelling. Chanel isn't selling clothes here. They're selling emotion, nostalgia, and connection. Even the smallest details fit the brand's DNA. Margaret Qualley has been one of Chanel's most visible ambassadors. She's worn the label on countless red carpets and fronted multiple campaigns. A$AP Rocky, though not officially tied to the house, is no stranger to luxury fashion. He's turned high-end streetwear into his signature, and Chanel clearly saw something in that crossover energy. Put them together, and you get a perfect mix of high fashion and modern culture. A love story staged for the streets, but crafted for the runway. If there's one thing Chanel never does, it's randomness. Every stitch, every backdrop, every frame has meaning, and Astor Place wasn't chosen by accident. Think about it. This is one of New York City's most chaotic, authentic intersections. You've got subway rumble, graffiti walls, and street performers all blending into one restless energy. It's the kind of place where art and everyday life collide, and that's exactly the mood Chanel seems to be chasing. By staging a fake proposal there, the brand wasn't just filming a love story, they were making a statement that luxury doesn't have to sit on a pedestal anymore. It can walk the same streets as the people who dream about it. That balance between high fashion and real life is something only a city like New York can capture. And let's not forget the timing. Chanel's Métiers d'Art show returns to the city for the first time in 7 years, a milestone moment for both the brand and its creative direction. Under Mathieu Blasi's vision, vision, this campaign might be setting the tone for what's to come, a raw, more cinematic take on couture. Even the subtle details feed into the story. The subway setting mirrors Chanel's new teaser, a vintage New York transit map with the brand's double C logo stamped over it. It's classic Chanel meeting downtown grit, a reminder that elegance can still have an edge. In short, this wasn't just a photo shoot, it was a love letter to the city, and a signal that Chanel's next era might look a lot more modern, emotional, and unpredictable than anyone expects. For now, Chanel is keeping their lips sealed, and that silence is only fueling more speculation. Fans are convinced this proposal is just one scene from a short film that could premiere ahead of the Métier's Dart show. Others believe it's a full-blown mini rom-com campaign designed to blend fashion, storytelling, and celebrity culture in a way only Chanel could pull off. Social media has already done its part. Within hours, the behind-the-scenes photos went viral. Rocky kneeling, Qualley laughing, the cameras perfectly framed behind them. Some even claimed the energy between the two looked too real, sparking wild theories about whether this on-screen chemistry could translate beyond the project. Of course, both stars are happily taken, but that hasn't stopped fans from diving deep into what-if scenarios. Industry insiders are paying attention too. With Mathieu Blasi now at the creative helm, this campaign could signal a major shift in how Chanel connects with younger audiences. It's cinematic, playful, and deeply human. Everything the next generation of luxury buyers craves. Still, there's more we don't know than what we do. Will this project drop before the December 2 show? Is it a short film, a digital campaign, or part of a larger narrative universe Chanel is building? No one outside the brand seems to have answers, and maybe that's the point. In an era where every brand overshares, Chanel's mystery has become its greatest marketing weapon. They've turned a single, staged moment, one that fooled half of New York, into a global conversation. What started as a quiet Tuesday in Manhattan turned into one of the most talked about proposals of the year, and all it took was a little Chanel magic. In just a few minutes, A$AP Rocky and Margaret Qualley blurred the line between fantasy and reality, leaving even die-hard fans second-guessing what they were seeing. And that's exactly the brilliance of it. This wasn't about romance, it was about attention. Chanel didn't need a traditional ad or a glossy magazine cover. Instead, they gave the world a story to chase, a mystery to decode, and a reminder that luxury today lives where people are looking, online, in public, and on the streets. By pairing two magnetic personalities and dropping them in the middle of New York City, Chanel turned an everyday location into a global stage. No press release, no spoilers, just one viral moment and 1,000 questions. Now, as the Métier's Dart show approaches, all eyes are on what's next. Was this scene just a preview, a full campaign film, or something even bigger? A signal that Chanel's next chapter will blend fashion with emotion, cinema, and storytelling like never before.